the Labour scandal that's arguably bigger than the Angela Rayner story. We're going to read into it from Byline Times, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Byline Times with the headline of the Labour scandal that arguably is bigger than Angela Rayner story. The new First Welsh Minister Vaughan is gaping at the £200,000 donation that could trigger a leadership crisis. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. And without a doubt, such a donation does scream WTF here when you talk about Labour. Now, let's be very clear here. I've covered numerous cases, numerous stories on Labour about them accepting donations from businesses, from certain factors. We know Rachel Reeves has accepted donations from certain corporations and big banks and whatnot, so that's a very important point. We know that Wes Streeting has taken donations from a number of people as well. Allegedly, he has taken donations from private healthcare companies as well. And this one here, again, another Labour minister here, taking donations. Now, obviously, it depends. Now, you can argue, obviously, that this is not as bad as the Conservatives, and you're right. It's not the same as it's not as bad as the Conservatives, and you're absolutely right. And what the Conservatives are doing is absolutely horrifying. And yes, of course, we should be screaming and shouting at the top of our lungs and what the audacity that Labour, the Conservatives, are doing. But I've said this before, and I've said this again. This does not mean that Labour gets a free pass into the keys to number 10, and they need to be held to account when they are doing their wrongs as well. And if we don't hold them to their account, it means that they are allowed to roam free and do whatever they want when they come into power. No, that doesn't sit well with me. And I'm not a Labour person, as you guys know, but I'm more in favour of a Green Party, me personally. And while I do, obviously, there are times where I commend Labour, like when they plan to renationalise the railway. I'm also very critical of them, and this story here does raise a hell of a lot of eyebrows, for sure, and it does question the Welsh First Minister here, because it was quite a big moment when Vaughan got that position, because it's the first black man to become a First Minister. I thought it's a great moment. I think it's really good from for diversity for Labour as well, and I think it was really good for the people of Wales. But this kind of just throws a little bit of a spanner into this and saying, is he actually someone who's doing this, for the good of Wales, or is there an agenda here? I think is another question we need to ask ourselves. But let's have a little bit of read into this, guys, to get a better understanding. So, a major controversy around the donations accepted by the new Labour First Minister, Vaughan Gething, is gathering steam ahead of a Welsh Parliament vote on the 1st of May. By the time you guys see this, it will already may have already happened. So, a planned applying Cymru motion called on for a cap on political donations for SEDID members will be debated next week after it emerged that Geoghegan accepted a £200,000 donation to his leadership campaign to be the Welsh Labour leader from a convincing environmental polluter. The donation came from David Neal of the firm Dalston Environmental Group. Independent titled Nation Cymru first revealed that Dalston Environmental Group was £400,000 in debt to the Development Bank of Wales, a bank wholly owned by the Welsh Government. The loan was awarded to the company when Vaughan Gething was Economy Minister. Definitely something amiss here. So Rwan AP Lofar MS, a leader of Plaid Cymru, I know I'm mispronouncing the name, I apologise, which works closely with Labour on a shared programme with the SEED, has said that in accepting the hefty donation from an individual who he knew had been found guilty of environmental offences, Gething had demonstrated a contemptuous attitude towards political donations. Despite the story having the potential to cause chaos for the new First Minister, Gething, it has received far less traction than the Scottish National Party's woes in Scotland, and the mountains of front page about Labour's deputy leader Angela Rayner and the sale of her council home nearly a decade ago. The pro-independent party leader AP Lloyd said it raises wider questions about the First Minister's judgment. Plaid Cymru has called for an independent inquiry into the saga to bring this story chapter to a close, and asked the First Minister to back a cap on individual donations in order to restore the Welsh public trust. It is not clear that this would be within the Seed's powers. In accepting £200,000 from an individual who he knew had been found guilty of environmental offences, Vaughan Given had demonstrated a contemptuous attitude towards political donations, AP Lord said. Not only the eye-watering sum of money not meet public approval, they also raises questions about the First Minister's judgment. Only an independent inquiry can bring this chapter to a close. The purpose of having our own parliament is to be able to do things differently and do them better. The First Minister seems utterly uninterested in seizing the opportunity. He added, if he is to have any chance of restoring the Welsh public trust, the First Minister must urgently rethink his refusal to commission an independent inquiry and commit to supporting Plaid Cymru's calls for a cap on individual donations. Vaughan Given won the Labour leadership contest in March, narrowly defeating rival Jeremy Miles. A spokesperson for the Welsh Labour told Byline Times Vaughan Given was successfully elected by members across the Labour movement following the leadership contest that concluded in March. The new leader has asked for former First Minister Cywyn Jones to chair a review into leadership campaign practices, which has been agreed by the Welsh Executive Committee of the party. As the panel takes forward this work, this party is united on its mission to serve Wales and help return a UK Labour government in Westminster. Further revelations about the donation have been steadily emerging. Vaughan Given previously lobbied National Resources Wales on behalf of Dalston Environmental Group when he was Economy Minister, encouraging it to reconsider its call for work on the DEG site to be paused. In addition to the Welsh Labour's donation scandal, the Conservatives in Westminster have faced calls earlier this year to hand back £15 million of donation from a donor accused of racism, after Checkatrade founder Frank Hester was recorded making a string of derogatory comments about MP Diane Abbott. Plaid Cymru's motion demanding an investigation will be debated in the Seed on the 1st of May. To propose that Seed 1 notes a donation of £200,000 made to the First Minister during the Welsh Labour leadership contest is a declaration of the members registered of interest. It believes that this donation did not meet with public approval. It agrees that there should be an annual maximum cap on political donations that any individual member of the Seed can receive from any individual or entity, and calls on business committees and standards committees to bring forward proposals that would change for the Seed standing orders and the members' code of conduct that would put the cap into effect. Interesting, guys. This is going to be a very interesting week for Labour in Wales. That is for sure, guys. Now, obviously, by the time you see this, the chances are that they would have already had the motion already. So it will be interesting to see how that develops, obviously. But understandably, obviously, the First Minister taking a £200,000 donation does, without a doubt, raise massive eyebrows, because we're not talking about a Conservative person taking a massive donation. We're talking about a Labour's Welsh First Minister here, and that is pretty huge, to say the least. And personally, if I'm someone living in Wales and I've been made aware of this, I would obviously be raising eyebrows too, and I would not blame you one bit. I think personally he should give the money back, but I don't think he will. I think his position needs to be questioned by taking such a huge donation like that. Even if it's within the rules, it does raise massive questions about whether or not he's serving in the best interest of the people of Wales. And I think people need to have this conversation about it. Yes, we know on a wider, grander scale, both England and Wales, we want these donations to stop because people are taking way too much money. There's absolutely no question about that. Coming more from Conservatives than Labour than anything else. No question about that, guys. But this story, obviously, we're talking about the First Minister of Wales accepting a £200,000 donation. So, what should be done? What could be done? What do you think should be done, guys? I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Should he step down? Should he step down as his role? If it's that concerning, perhaps maybe if he gave back the money, would you simply accept his apology and move on? Or maybe more needs to be looked into. Let me know your thoughts about this story and more in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. And subscribe. because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.